Hello everyone, welcome back to Real Reds Talk, an authentic football fan channel dedicated to Manchester United. This is your preview for the game against Butlins at the Butlins Stadium, our last away game of the season. And we get to travel down with our board games and swimming stuff to visit the south coast of England. Will it be a holiday to remember, or will it be a holiday from hell? On the show today, we've got Sam and Dan. I'm going to ask you how you are in a second, but can we just clarify, what colour is Dan's shirt? What colour would you call that?
I would say it's like I'd like to say mustard yellow.
Something like somewhere between yellow and orange. Somewhere
like a mustardy yellow.
I was feeling like maybe it's like a matte gold kind of, like Barcelona's away kit. Have you seen that?
Yeah,
yeah, similar to like that kind of colour.
Like a muddy colour.
Yeah, you're a man of fashion, Dan. You've got your Miami shirts, you've got your sandy t-shirts, and as we just found out off camera as well, he likes a motorcycle. Yeah, he's got a motorbike that he does wheelies on down the Indian kind of coastline. So very interesting, very interesting.
Indian traffic.
Yeah. It's a good point. That's to cut through all the traffic. That's what that is, isn't it? Yeah, smart man. It's a smart man. Yeah, where am I at? What are you doing, lads? You okay?
Yeah, doing good. Has been a hectic day, but it's Friday, so I'm happy.
Busy bees. It's the weekend. Busy for yourself, Sam? Not so busy?
Yeah, it's not. It's been busy at work, but not like, oh my god, kill me. Busy at work. I've got a nice whiskey and coke, so it's a nice start to Friday.
Love that. And an even better start to Friday because it is your preview. So as always, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel, smash a like on the video. I'll be live on YouTube tomorrow, 2 o'clock with Team News, and I'll have a live watch along, which I'm actually buzzing about because I wasn't on the last one for Wolves because I was at Tom Segura. But I'm excited to do this. So make sure you come and join me, get in the comments section. And the game isn't on TV either, so even more reason to come over to the YouTube and get in the comments section. So yeah, let's start off as always, guys, with a little bit of a warm up. True or false? There has never been a player in the history of football who has played for Manchester United and Bournemouth.
I want to say false, but I'm probably going to be wrong because there'll be some obscure guy that I'm forgetting. So I'll go with false, but I think I'm wrong.
I trust you. It's true.
It's false. Josh King was the only example I could think of. I had to Google the rest of him, literally, because it was the other ones that I mentioned, you wouldn't even know the name.
No,
yeah.
I was like, that's what I mean. I was like, I can't think of one. Josh King, I should have probably got, but yeah.
2008, 2010, Josh King was at Manchester.
Remember when we were linked with him in the
January? Oh, yeah.
And they were like, we're getting Josh King. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah, I remember that. Oh my God. And then we got Garlo, didn't we? That same month, was it? At the end of the month, which, yeah, I mean, yeah, let's move on from that. The top 2 teams in the Premier League for conceding the most goals are Bournemouth and Leeds, but who has conceded more?
I think it's Leeds.
Yes, correct, Dan. 71 goals Leeds have conceded. 71 goals they've conceded. They've had some.
Bournemouth got the highest single one, though, haven't they? Because they got 9-0, didn't they, against Liverpool?
Oh shit, yeah, I forgot. Was that 9-0?
9-0,
was it?
Yeah.
Oh my word. Yeah, so they've got 69 goals. So obviously 9 of them coming from Liverpool, 1/7 of their goals, which is insane. Last question: who has more goals in the league? People in the chat get involved as well. Let's see them comments. Who's got more goals in the league, Bruno or Billing for Bournemouth? Triple B there, Bruno or Billing for Bournemouth?
I'd say Billing.
Yeah, I'll also go with Billing.
Yeah, just edges it by 1 goal. Scott Billing. Who the fuck is Scott Billing? I don't even know his first name. Billing for Bournemouth has got 7 and Bruno's got 6.
Is it Phil?
Last one.
Is it Philip Billing?
You might be right. Philip Billing. That's a very bit of a tongue-twisted name, isn't it? Yeah. Philip Billing. Yeah. Last one. Who's got more goals, Jadon Sancho or Jefferson Lerma?
Lerma.
Sancho.
Even. 5 apiece. Sancho and Lerma. So there's your little warm-up started in my warm-up kit, as you can see. Now, the game ahead tomorrow, lads, we have 3 games left to solidify Champions League. Bournemouth away, Chelsea at home, and Fulham at home as well. Liverpool are hot on our tails, and they're a point behind us at the minute currently with a game in hand. We've got a game in hand on them, sorry. And with Newcastle beating Brighton yesterday, that's added even more pressure for us to go and do the job and bring home the 3 points. For Bournemouth, they've achieved their main target. They're basically staying in the Premier League for the next season. So, again, Similar situation to the Wolves. You would hope some of the players are already on holiday, which is basically down the road at the local Butlins. So we're kind of hoping the feet are up slightly, as opposed to, if he was playing them in a relegation scrap, there might be more urgency on their side to get some points. But the professionals at the end of the day. So this is just kind of a hypothesis. Sam, do you see this game going similar to the way the Wolves game went? Do you think it's got that kind of feel about it?
Yeah, if it was at home, I would say so, but it's away, so all bets are off, really. Yeah, all bets are off, really, aren't they? They're just like, our away form has been something of, I don't even know. Like, it's like the confidence has just been kicked out of me consistently, because just every away game is just like such a disappointment and such. Either we play absolutely terrible for the entire game, or we show up for a half and we're like, all right, capitalise in there, and then we just come out the second half and just absolutely throw it away. And it's just, there is no medium at the minute. At least with like when we're at home, we play, even if we play shit, we seem to manage to grind a result out. We manage to just get across the line and get a draw or get a win. Just manage to sort of get something out of it. Whereas away, it just doesn't happen. It's like if we're away and we go down 1 goal, that's it. It's fucking done, and it's over. So I really worry about this game. I'm like, we cannot concede first. Cannot. So if we concede first, I see us losing this game, and I don't see us coming back to win it, because we haven't done that away for most of the season. So it's going to be a really tricky game. I'm not super confident whatsoever on this game.
Well, one positive for us, Dan, I suppose, is we've had another week off, which is nice. It would have been nicer if we was to meet Jose Mourinho's Roma in the final. But regardless, the players should be fresh and ready with us being out of European competition. Do you think that's kind of benefited us in that regard?
In that regard, it benefits us, but at the same time, it's sad to see that it took us to come out of a competition to get a rest in the midweek. So that just shows like how tortured the players are in terms of playing like 3 games within a span of 7 days. I hope that betters the situation in coming seasons. That is actually a point of concern, because that's where many players are getting injured more often as compared to it used to be like 3-4 years back. Now we have also struggled because of that, but at the same time the rest for this week has maybe helped us to get our players to have some time off, maybe 1 or 2 days to regroup and come back, and that actually is a positive when it comes to the point where we still have to play one more final, and just to analyze the players and to rest those players who we need in that final game, and we cannot risk those players. Maybe play like the case of Rashford, to rotate players and not to take that risk to save players. So this not having the games on the midweek may help them in the to maintain their physical stamina. But I think next week also we have a midweek game. So again,
Thursday, innit? Chelsea. Yeah. Is that right?
Yeah. So again, it's like for like so many long time, only 1 week was there where the players get the rest. So it's just terrible.
Yeah, we've got Luke Oru in the chat saying, yes, lads, big up to Luke. Make sure you smash a like on the video if you haven't already, guys, and subscribe to the channel. I'm sure if you ask Ten Hag that question as well, Dan, about being in Europe, he'd love to be in that final. You know what he's like. He's like to compete on all fronts. And there's actually been a lot of talk about Eric Ten Hag, Sam, especially on our socials. If anyone's... Yeah, it's been a bit of a madness over on there. And there's actually been quite a bit of negativity, which surprises me, to be honest, because if you would have asked us at the start of the season, top 4 in a trophy. I know top 4 is not a given yet, but you think if we get the result over the line tomorrow, that it's basically, a very high potential that we do get it. Do these people kind of realise what he's managed to do given the circumstances? Because there is a lot of kind of hate at the minute, isn't there?
It's United though, isn't it? Like, nobody ever wants to give United any credit about anything. I think people are still like PTSD'd or like sort of hungover from the United glory days when we just absolutely dominated. Like, we won every trophy, we smashed teams, we got the treble, Champions Leagues, Premier Leagues, goals, like everything we did, we just absolutely did with reckless abandon, and everybody hated us. Like, the only team that could compete with us during that time was Arsenal for a little bit, like little tiny bits, and then Chelsea came into it later on, and obviously once City got their money, they started coming up. So I think it's a lot of that. Like United have always been the hated team, and people have not liked us. So I just don't. I think they're just so used to not giving us any credit. So anytime anything happens, like you see it with the media as well. Like any sort of talk, they're like, "Oh, like yeah, we need to give Lampard or Gerrard a chance. We need to like get there. They can get this right. They can get this right." And then Ten Hag, he loses 2 games at the beginning. Oh, is he out of his depth here? Oh, I don't think he can handle. Do you know what I mean? It's just this is how it is being a United fan or just United in general. So I don't really care about the opinions of other fans because they don't support my team. I'm happy to say I've got bias for Manchester United, being a United fan obviously, but I can recognise when other teams are doing fantastically well. Like City are unbelievable right now. Unfucking believable. And genuinely worried for the FA Cup final, but we'll get to that another time. I'll put that on the burner. Brighton, I think personally, De Zerbi deserves Manager of the Year for the absolute amazing things he's done. FA Cup semi-final, they're in 6th position, and they've done it on a budget of absolutely nothing, and they've done it on players who nobody knew about, and then rejects from other clubs like Danny Welbeck and all that sort of stuff. So guys like that should get recognised. Ten Hag should be in the conversation. I think should Ten Hag finish 4th, we've got a trophy, and then I don't think we will win the FA Cup. But say we did, he has to be. Like, he has to. He's 2 trophies and top 4 from a team last season who absolutely shit the bed. Just one of the worst performances I've ever seen from a Manchester United team. To turn that round and to win 2 trophies and finish top 4 and be building something, he has to be in the consideration. He might not win it, but has to be in the talk for it. Obviously, if Guardiola wins the treble, he's probably going to get it, and he probably deserves it. Treble.
But on that, Sam, sorry to interject on that as well. People are saying, well, it's only the Premier League and it's only this and it's only based on that. Yeah. But like you just said, if Guardiola does win the treble, that'll definitely help his causes to win the Premier League Manager of the Season.
But why is that? People might say, why is that? He's won nothing. He led the league for 90% of the time that the league's been going, and then bottled. What was it? A 6-point gap he had? 8
9
gap?
point in January.
9 point gap. 9 point. He bottled a 9-point gap to City, and threw away the league. Their first league in I don't know how many years, a long time. Yeah. And he chucked it away, and he's in contention for Manager of the Month. I don't understand why. He's not done anything. So if it's on consideration based on league, surely he should get less accolades because he's thrown away league, whereas United have been consistently in the top 4. Obviously, with performances have varied here and there. De Zerbi deserves to be there. Eddie Howe, I think, deserves to be there. Pep obviously deserves to be there. But Arteta, I question. I really do.
Also, Arteta's been building for years as well, by the way. It's like third year.
Unai Emery, I think, is a very good manager, but he's on a streak. I don't think he deserves to be there based on a streak of games, because obviously the wheels have fallen off recently, and it looks like they might miss out on European football. So it's a weird thing, but it's United. We're used to it. We're used to people not liking us and not wanting to vote and never giving us credit. So it is what it is.
So it's like whenever it comes to United, the criteria totally changes off, and there are a couple of things that has to be considered when we are talking about Erik ten Hag. That first of all, this is his first season and totally different league, and the players he has been managing from the start of the season have totally different mentality, and also with that Ronaldo thing going off track, like taking everyone's opinions, like dividing the team in several parts, and then Ten Hag has to regroup the whole team, and then has to play almost this whole season without a proper striker, with many injured players, and at times Ten Hag has to play like players who are top in their different positions, and has to play off the positions like Luke Shaw, and Dalot also played on the other side of the pitch, and Rashford is not a striker, but has been used in that role.
Bruno's been all over the pitch.
Yeah. Exactly. So these type of things has to be considered when we are trying to look out for the managers who have performed well. So it's not only about winning the league, but also in all different situations where manager has taken care of the club where everything was against us, the players, the mentality, and the one good thing that I actually, most of us, when at the start of the season, we thought that we confessed that if we get the top four and at least one trophy, it would be the best. Would be the best season in the recent years, considering the situation at Manchester United. And now when we are almost close to that, and also there's a slight chance we can win another trophy, and then you see that Erik ten Hag is being criticized, and that's totally. I don't understand the. Yeah, everyone can have their own opinion, but you have to see the whole thing in picture, and just to analyze the things from the very start, and from where we were and where we are. At the last season, I could see that there was no. The player chemistry was totally off the plate, and now I can see that the team actually they're passing really well. So that's the one of the key thing I wanted to see in our team. Whether we are losing the game, that doesn't matter a lot, but it matters. But yeah, but you have to, when you have to build that mentality, then you have to build that chemistry in the team, and that chemistry I can see being increasing and strengthening day by day.
Yeah, I don't give a shit what anybody says. There's not one single manager who's in that contention. Your Marco Silva's deserve his Peps, Arteta's, whoever, who've had to deal with the amount of shit that Erik ten Hag has had to deal with. The Ronaldo situation and the Glazers, by the way, both announcing at the same time they're going to sell the club. And then Ronaldo announcing that at the same time.
Mason Greenwood. Mason
Greenwood as well has been an ongoing situation.
Sancho disappeared.
Sancho
went
disappeared for I had to send him on an individual training thing for like half a season effectively. All Casemiro suspensions, which he's missed a big chunk of games as well. Like there's a lot of factors gone into the season where he's just dealt with it. He's like done it in the most professional, top manner you could ever ask a manager. And if you would have told him before he came into this job and said, look, this is what you're going to have to deal with, by the way. The Glazers, after 18 years, are going to sell up. There's going to be a big media storm for 6 months. Ronaldo's going to leave, and he's going to cause an absolute fuss on his way out, causing a massive media storm. This player's going to be out. You have to use this player. It would have been like, oh, my God, he's joking.
Also, in January, he'd be like, oh, do we get to get some players in January? Well, you get to get Weghorst on loan. All right.
Weghorst as well. That's another one.
Oh, and you get to get Sabitzer on loan. That's what you get to get. You don't get to spend any money and get an actual striker to help strengthen and push your way into further tournaments or strengthen our top 4 position. No spend in January whatsoever. And in the summer, we'll dick around for 12 weeks with your priority target, and then not get him anyway. And then we'll scramble for the last 3 weeks and overpay for Anthony, Lissandro, and Casemiro. And we'll scramble to get them for you. Because the only guy we got in and did well was Malacia. Everybody else, we completely cocked it up. Like, completely fucked it up.
I think the progression of players is something to highlight as well. You look at Rashford from last year. We ranked him as one of the worst players of the season. You look at Luke Shaw as well. We thought he was done and dusted pretty much. And then even the young talents like Garnacho, you've got, obviously, he's not been coaching Ahmad, but Ahmad looks like he's going to come back, play well. Palestri's had the odd minutes here and there. But players have really progressed, and that's something I wanted to actually ask you about, Dan. We've had Garnacho, who kind of came back with a bang last week against Wolves. And with Marcus Rashford potentially being out with illness, how much of a positive will it be to have someone like Garnacho available?
I think it seems like Garnacho has come back into the team at the very right time, but at the same time, you see, like, we have been hit by the injuries a lot in this whole season. Like, it's like substitutions going on with the injuries. One player goes out and the other comes in, and then another one goes out. So, but at this point, it's gonna be very tricky for Erik ten Hag to choose his team. I know Rashford is not fully fit, but still, he may be part of the game tomorrow. But he has to choose it wisely, because you have a couple of more tough games coming in after the week, and maybe this game against Bournemouth might not be that tough as compared to the other games. So he might have a big decision to make here, whether to start Rashford or not. But Garnacho coming into the team and scoring a goal, and then putting in a decent performance in the last game, just gives up a little bit of hope and more options for Erik ten Hag to choose from. And I think if I am Erik ten Hag, I am the decision maker, I would maybe bench Rashford and try to set up a team without Rashford at least for 60 minutes, and then if needed, bring in Rashford and just for if you needed a goal. But yeah, getting Garnacho, and it's actually great to see that players with like I mean with that less age are coming into the team and be able to perform well at a very high level and get a start in the game. So that has been missing from the last, I think, I mean, so many years. I think the last time it was Greenwood, and then now this year we have seen in Garnacho, and next season we may have more options in terms of youngsters for the selection. So it's good to see these type of youngsters are taking their chances and giving hope to the fans that their future of the team is in safe hands. But at the same time, yeah, I think Ten Hag might have a difficult decision to make for the tomorrow's game.
I've got a sneaky feeling we're going to need him tomorrow. I really, really do, especially if Marcus Rashford is ill. So you make a great point there. Let's take a little look at the opposition then. Bournemouth, in the last 5 games, they've won 2, lost 3, scoring 6 and conceding 10. And the last 2 was a loss to Crystal Palace and Chelsea. Chelsea have beat them. So come on, we have to go smash him. Gary O'Neill has done a great job to keep him up because literally everyone had written him off. They've used the whole... I don't know if any of you guys seen the thing that they put on the TikTok or their Instagram, Bournemouth, but they got all the kind of high-profile people or people who are in football who were saying they're going to go down, and they put it in like a segment of clips, like a minute long, of them just saying they're going to go down, and obviously now they're staying up, so they can kind of gloat about it and smile and all that kind of jazz. But I do think they will struggle again next season unless the recruitment is spot on. So I'll be interested to see what happens. I've never been a massive fan of Bournemouth. I have to just put it out there. And if anyone knows a Bournemouth fan, please do tag them in one of our posts just to know that they're actually about and they exist and they're real, because I've never seen one in my life. So if you know a Bournemouth fan, I urge you to tag one in or send a comment to him and just drop him a message.
They did do well in January. They recruited a lot of players and they've basically saved themselves from relegation, because before January, you were like, they're done. It's fucking over. They're not coming back from this. And they've recruited, there's a guy I've put on the thumbnail, Otara. Very good, Dango Otara, very good player. And they've got some players that they've recruited and they've done really, really well. So if they can repeat that in the summer, they might have an opportunity next summer. They might have an opportunity to stay up. I don't... Bournemouth's one of those teams I don't really care either way. Like, go up, go down. Like, I don't give a toss. Where like a team like Leeds can't stand. Fuck it, I'm glad to go down.
I hope they go
absolutely
down.
Fantastic.
I hope they do.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic to go down. But Brighton, I quite like. Like, if I didn't support United, Brighton is definitely a team I could see myself like supporting. I like the way they do things, like the way they play football. So yeah, but Bournemouth, I don't really care.
No, I couldn't give it. Like I said at the start, it's Butlins FC. It reminds me of a proper like family kind of. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but it just does. It's how I feel about it. I was actually going to ask you, Sam, is there anything you particularly admire about Bournemouth or any individual players? But with you saying that,
transfers, they did well. I like that Otara. I think he's a good buy. I think they've done well there. Billings done really well for him this season as well, hasn't he? He's done like the absolute bits for him. Solanke had his moments, but he used to play for Liverpool, so fuck him. And then Gary O'Neill's against the odds. Like, nobody gave him an opportunity, nobody gave him a chance, and he's managed to keep him up, which for a club of their size and a club of their stature is always good. Like, when teams like West Ham have been flirting with relegation, a club the size of Everton,
Leicester
might go down. Leicester completely fucking, I don't know what is happening there, but they've
crazy,
just completely collapsed. So to do better than those teams and be safe at this point of the season, I think deserves a bit of praise.
Yeah, for sure. We've got Red Devil Yannick in the chat saying, hello, lads. I think you are new. I haven't seen your name before. So if you are new, make sure you smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel and let us know where you've come from or whereabouts, what area in the world you are. It's always nice to know where the viewers are watching from. Dan, I think the last time we played Bournemouth was at Old Trafford. I was at the game, and it was the one where Donny van de Beek picked up a massive injury. He got snapped and obviously put him out for the rest of the season. But we had Casemiro who started us off the scoring, and that's kind of back when he was in the flying form and we was just purring about him every single week. Like, he couldn't do no wrong. He was putting in 10 out of 10s every single game. Do you see kind of, first and foremost, do you see the game being as comfortable with, we battered them 3-0, very comfortable game. Do you see it being as comfortable? And just on Casemiro in particular, have you got any worries about him recently?
Yeah, I think Casemiro has not been that great or in form as compared to what he has shown us this season. But at the same time, this could be a game for him to come back into form because they are not that tough opponent, and they have been, struggled to score goals. Actually, in the first leg also, they were playing against, Lindelof and Maguire, so we didn't had much threat on their side. So now we have Varane and Lindelof maybe starting this game, or maybe Luke Shaw. So we may not be struggling to concede goal. We may not concede goal, but we might struggle to score goals against them because we have some players who are out on injury, especially considering Rashford and Martial. Not sure whether he's fit enough because every week is like a
guessing game.
Guessing game whether he's available or not. And until or unless you see him running towards, coming on the pitch, till that point you don't know whether he's fit or not. So I think we can. Losing against Bournemouth, I don't see that coming in, but at the same time, we may struggle to score goals.
Well, one thing we've not struggled to score against them. I was looking at their head-to-head record. Last 5 games between both clubs, United have won 4 and Bournemouth have won 1. We've scored 13 in that time period and conceded 5. So the history books are in our favour. And just before we do the quick fire questions, should I say, a little update on injuries. The long terms we already know, Donny Alessandro, we don't need to discuss that. Varane is back. He's had no further issues. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes when Varane comes back from injury, he kind of goes back out for 2 weeks and then you get him back. You're like, right, now he's actually back. Rashford is a doubt, as we've already touched on, but he has recovered from his leg injury. He's just not well. McTominay should be available for the first time since early April, and Garnacho should have a full 90 minutes in him as well. Bournemouth have I can't even pronounce his name, Semenyo, Traore, Tavernier's a doubt. Lerma suffered a broken nose, apparently, in the last game, which I was looking up before. Ryan Fredericks and Stanislas are out for them as well. So with that in mind, let's do some quick fire questions, lads. Tomorrow afternoon, Manchester United. Oh, go on.
Yannick is just replied to you. He said, I watched from Denmark. I came from TikTok.
Lovely. Yeah, man. Always nice to know where people come from. So appreciate you, Yannick. Thank you very much for tuning in. Drop us your score predictions shortly and let us know how you see the game going. But we're going to do some quick fire questions. So tomorrow afternoon, United versus Bournemouth at the Butlin Stadium. Will both teams score?
No.
Will we score more than 1?
No.
It's tough to say. Max, I can go till 2.
So is that yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Will Casemiro get yellow?
For sure.
Oh, God.
I think he might. I need to have a look at this. He might have another suspension on the right. I won't be able to do it anyway.
I can't.
But I need to check his yellow cards recently because he has picked up another couple since his last suspension. So I'll have a look at that. Do you think he'll get one? Yeah.
I'll say yeah, because he seems to be doing it every single game at the minute. And it's doing my head in.
One player. That's what I mean. He's kind of dragging him in there. He's kind of like, you know what I mean? Yeah. We need his twin to replace him. That's what we need. Right. One player from our team who you would sell to Bournemouth and you think could do a job there.
Maguire.
You think Maguire? That's brave. You think Maguire can do a job there?
McTominay.
Oh, yeah. I do like that shout. Yeah. I don't think he'd go there, but
no, he won't.
I don't know how. I don't know how you're going to sell that from United to Bournemouth. That's like the drop off. Is like, oh my God.
I mean, they bought
70k to 10k.
Didn't they buy Solanke for like 25, 30 mil? I'm sure they did.
You might be right. It was definitely around the 20 kind of mark from what I remember. So, anyway,
you never know.
Yeah, McTominay, Maguire. You know where we're at, Bournemouth. Let us know. Drop us an email. Prediction for man of the match, lads.
Eriksen.
I feel like I say this every week, but Luke Shaw. This is what I say every week because he is. Like every week, he's probably our best player. So
yeah. Who did you say, Dan?
I'd go with Eriksen because it's been a long time when I've seen him playing.
True. Yeah. If his battery's on charge, hopefully he's up for this game. Yeah. Right. Who wants to kick off the predicted 11s then? Sam, do you want to go or?
Yeah. Let me get it up on the screen.
And let me know your predicted 11s as well, guys, in the chat. We've got a score prediction from Red Devil Yannick saying 1-0 Man United. Bruno goal. That's very close to my prediction. Great minds think alike, Yannick. Great minds think alike. So who's first?
So you see on the screen, everybody, brand new graphics. Enjoy. Ooh.
Whoop, whoop. Oh.
Yeah. So I have gone with De Gea in goal, obviously, because he's not going to drop him now, is he? So I've gone Wan-Bissaka right back, Varane, Lindelof, Shaw. And then I've gone with Eriksen, Casemiro, and Bruno in the midfield because I think that's Ten Hag's favoured midfield. I think that's what he goes with. And then with Rashford being a doubt, I didn't put him in because I thought if he's a doubt, if he's ill, just not quite recovered, he might keep him on the bench in reserve to bring on at some point. So I've gone Sancho on the left because I don't think he likes to start Garnacho too much. Again, another impact thing. So I've gone Sancho on the left, Martial up top, and then Antony on the right. That's my team.
Like it. Dan, do you want to go next once your team is up on the screen?
Go for it.
Back four, I'll just only change. De Gea starting. Well, that's not a question even. Bissaka on the right instead of Dalot. I think from the centre back pairing, I think Varane and Lindelof will start with Luke Shaw on the left. And the mid three picks themselves, Eriksen, Bruno, and Casemiro. The forwards, I think Rashford will start. Rashford, Martial, and Antony. I think still they will start. But if you give me an option, I will maybe rather start Garnacho and rest Rashford until bring him on the second half.
Interesting. We've all gone for something different then. I'll go through mine. Is it ready?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, perfect. I've gone with David De Gea in net, Diego Dalot, Varane, Lindelof, and Shaw as your backline. Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno in the midfield. Of course, I don't expect any changes because McTominay's only just come back. Sabitzer is out until the end of the season, and Donny's only just come back on grass, and I don't think he'd play this game anyway, judging by how he played as a 10 in the last one. So, yeah, the front three, I've gone Antony, Rashford up top with a lens tip in him, and then Garnacho on the left-hand side. That's how I've gone. I think, hopefully, if Rashford's fit and available. But again, there's a lot of variables, and I agree with the lads as well in what they were saying in regards to certain situations. So, yeah, we've done the predictions. We've done the quick-fire questions. Now it's time for the score predictions, lads. What do we think? Who wants to kick that off?
Oh, God. I'm not confident at all. And I want to be...
that first bit, Sam, that's been the past 4 weeks. That's been the start of every...
At home, I'm confident.
No, you're right.
I always think we get a result away from home. Nothing. Because the last time I was confident away from home was Spurs, because I thought, these are fucking shit. We will absolutely
couldn't even beat them.
We will absolutely do these, and we cocked that up. So now I'm just like, I have no idea. So I think... I'll go try and be positive. I think 1-0 win. I think we'll just scrape by. And it's going to be one of those things where we get a 1-0 and then like 20 minutes before the end, he brings on McTominay, he brings on Maguire and all that. And we just shut and just try and fucking defend that lead for the last 20 minutes. And I'm going to hate it. I'm going to hate every minute of it.
Dan, you're nodding your head there in agreement. Is that how you see it going?
Seen a lot of time like when we are 1-0 up and we just try to keep that lead, but in this case my head says 1-0 but my heart says 2-0, so I'll go with 2-0.
2-0. It's positive though. I like it. You know what, I was going to go with a 1-1 draw. I was going to say a Bruno penalty and Solanke scores something, but I'll switch it up just to be positive. Okay, I'm going to go 4-1 Manchester United to win. 4-1. I think Bruno Fernandes gets on the score sheet. Garnacho gets a double.
Check the odds on that, because if there's good
odds,
I
will. Don't worry about that. Yeah, I'm not over that. Charles Sam saying same team with Nick except Sancho for Garnacho. 3-0 United. Positivity. I'm liking the vibes. Charles Sam is a real Red Ultra, by the way. If you want to become that, we've got 2 spots left in the starting 11 for exclusive content, a badge next to your name, and a chance to feature on the show. Just click the join button next to the notification bell, please, and turn on the notification bell as well so you don't miss a show when we do go live. There's going to be lots of things coming up about the ownership soon. We're hoping within the next kind of couple of weeks. So when we do go live about that or transfers or whatever it is, it'll just pop up on your screen. So it's always handy to have. I think that concludes the preview for today, guys. Thank you very much to everyone for tuning in. Please do subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. I mentioned at the start of the video, I'll be live from 2 o'clock with team news. And remember, the game isn't on TV either, so even more reason to come and join me and go through the team together. And I'll be live for that. And then for up-to-date news on transfers, clips from the show, and aesthetically pleasing visuals, check out the Instagram, check out the Twitter, and check out the TikTok. Red Yannick there just said they came over from the TikTok. We've got some really good clips there, so make sure you check that out, and all the others as well. And a big thank you to the lads for coming on. Do you have any final leaving words, lads?
Yeah, we did. We had a little chat with Jay Motti for Shrek Paddock last night. Really fun, really funny. Some good stuff about the ownership and his favourite Irish player, all sorts of stuff. Go check that out. Really fun. Everybody seemed to really enjoy it. He was in the chat and the comments and stuff. Yeah. So if you've not seen it yet, please go check it out. It's really fun. And also go over to Paddock and just let them know that they've done a community post and just put in like real Reds and stuff like that, and it hopefully encourages us to collab more. We get on their shows more. They come on ours more. It's all good stuff. Also, 68% of you watch our content and you're not subscribed. Sort it out. Let's get this. Let's get this going. Subscribe to the channel. You get good stuff, and it helps us out. It don't cost you anything. You just hit the subscribe button, and everybody's good. So yeah, help us out. All those 60% of people who are watching and not subscribing, because we want you to be part of the community. We want you to be part of it. So come join us.
Yeah, for sure. Dan, any final wise words from the Mystic Dan?
Yeah, I mean, on footballing terms, since we need 2 wins at least out of the 3 to secure our top 4, so let's get tomorrow the win and ease off a little bit of pressure.
Fingers crossed for that, lads. Let's see you lot. I'll see you tomorrow for the watch along in a bit.